Ooh, fuck, shit. Ty.
Yeah, what? What's going on?
I cut my arm really bad.
Oh, yeah, that does not look good.
Yeah, it's bleeding out. I'm going to need you to call me a doctor.
Well, I'm not sure how that would help.
Well, like, I really need some help here. Like, please, would you just call me a doctor? This is serious.
Oh, okay. You're a doctor. I don't know what goods that do.
Ty, I'm bleeding out here.
I mean, I did all I could do. Like, what, do you want me to call you a paramedic?
Yes.
You're a paramedic.
Fucking hell. I'm going to die. Oh. Hello. And welcome to the TNT Podcast, the show where we talk about anything, and I mean anything, except that thing you're thinking of. But I like your style. We'll also be doing whatever the hell else we feel like, because it's our show, and we do what we want. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Ty. And I gotta tell you, for future Ty's benefit, he loves when we do it like this, because we just did the cold open
Right.
first.
Uh-huh. We
So
usually do that last.
I don't have to do a whole bunch of crazy editing.
Uh-huh.
Like, because, it's usually clear at the end.
Right. And now we're doing the intro
Yeah.
before the podcast.
Yeah. And there's not going to be a weird cut, because we're going right into the episode.
Right into the episode.
How crazy is
That's
that?
super weird. So, okay, normally, I feel like more times than not, we do the episode, then the intro, and then the cold open.
Yeah. Usually because we're stalling because we can't think of a cold open.
Stalling.
And we actually just came up with the cold open, like, it just happened.
Yeah, it happened, like, organically.
Yeah.
We just, like, we're joking around, and we're like, that'd be funny for a cold open.
It would. Yeah. It would. And
it was, right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, I guarantee everyone who listened
Everybody
laughed.
got a good chuckle. At least a small chuckle. They were like, huh, that was pretty good.
Yeah. And if you didn't at least do that, then just stop
just
listening.
like right now, just kind of, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, just piss off if you didn't laugh.
Christ. Actually, fuck yourself.
I mean, you already downloaded the episode, so really that's all that matters.
Right.
I mean, I would prefer it if you
if you kept,
keep
sure.
downloading.
But as far as this episode goes, like, yeah, you've done all I want you to do.
Right.
We wonder why we don't have more subscribers.
They keep telling me to piss off. I don't know why.
Fuck.
I have a reason to apologize, because as you heard in our last episode, we're switching to every other week, which is bi-weekly, which unless you know by context, could be twice a month or twice a week.
Yeah, stupid, right?
Yeah.
Hate that. Still pissed off about that.
Right. We're doing episodes twice a month. And it didn't go out on schedule this last time because
You goofed.
I kept forgetting.
And you'll have that.
Yeah. I mean, my computer's up in my man cave. You would have thought every time I'd go in there, I'd see it. And that's when I would remember. But that would be like late at night.
Right.
And I'd be like, well, I don't feel like doing this. It's like midnight. And then that just kept happening every day.
When did you end up posting it?
This past Tuesday.
Oh, so you waited like a full week.
Yeah, so it's going to be two weeks, two
Two
weeks in a row.
between.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
So there was 3 weeks between the last one.
Wow.
And the one before last.
Hopefully that doesn't suck.
And now there's going to be
these two are going to be back to back, but then you can expect it every other week after that.
Unless I forget to do this one. In which
Right.
case it'll be every other week.
Listen, we're recording every other week. When they get posted is up to time.
Yeah, usually I just end up just forgetting because I'm an idiot.
Forget about it.
So I have a couple videos to show you.
I am terrified.
One of them is less tame, or is more tame. Well, yeah,
One
I
of
guess
them
one
is
of
less
less
tame, and the other one's even less tame. They're both the worst.
So I'm going to show you
I don't know what they are.
No, you have no idea, because I wanted to get your raw reaction. This first one's not
Raw.
This first one's not necessarily graphic, just when you know what happened.
Okay.
So let me pull it up here. I have it up. I just have to get it to the point.
It's a good thing this is an audio medium so they can see my reaction. I'll try to audibly react,
Right.
So that
Okay,
we get something out of it.
So the situation here,
Oh, you're gonna give me some context?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is IndyCar racing. In
Oh, it's
this
a
one.
live leak. That's always, you always know it's gonna be bad.
I've never seen that before. Is that a
Dude, that's like whenever you see like some shit go down, it's usually
is
through
it a
live leak.
leak?
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before.
Okay.
But okay, so there's this record. This IndyCar crashed over here, and it's on the wall, and this car's like towing it away. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh.
Guy came flying in and wrecked right behind the wrecker, and he ended up dying from it.
It looked like it was that Formula One or
Yeah,
yeah, and the way their heads stick up, dude, that probably fucking just decapitated.
probably. You don't actually see anything in this video, so it's not actually that graphic.
Right.
But it's just kind of shocking the way like
Yeah.
you see him.
You would
hit.
think that they would have like they put like a flag out to tell you to slow down, right?
Yeah, I don't know how it happened, unless they thought they were
Jesus.
far enough away where it was safe.
Right.
But yeah, somebody caught that on like their cell phone.
Yeah, there ain't
Footage.
no way he lived.
No, like he was in a coma for like a month or something
Really?
like that.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised
like
he
it
was-
actually didn't.
I'm surprised he was in a coma without his fucking head.
Yeah, I don't think it actually did decapitate him, but I don't know.
Dude,
If
I'm
show.
gonna back this up
Yeah.
again. Like,
And watch, you can see the safety guy's reaction, who's like working. Like he's like, oh shit.
oh,
Yeah, like he ran right into the back of it, and his head probably hit right off that tow
yeah.
truck thing.
It looks like a big, like almost like a bulldozer type machine that's picking up this other car, and then this other Formula One car comes in at top speed and just rams right into
Yeah.
it.
I would post links to it. I mean, I could, and then say
It's on. I mean, it's on
yeah,
YouTube.
visit at your own warning.
Yeah.
Or that like I said, that one's not so bad.
It's not so bad.
Because it's just knowing what happened.
Yeah, I've seen worse than that in real life, but yeah, it's still pretty shocking.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for the next one. I'm not ready for the next one.
If this is the one I think it is, I think they replay it in slow motion. Like
Fantastic.
they rewind it and play it in slow mo. Okay, so I'll give you some more context on this one.
Oh no.
So
Is this race cars again?
yeah. I've been really into Formula One lately,
Okay.
and it's mostly because I started like looking up crashes and then fatal crashes, and it just kind of evolved.
Right. And that makes you want to watch more. Okay.
So this guy's pulled off to the side, and there's like that's the driver. There's like this fire on his car, so he had to get out real quick. And there's safety crew that have to get to the other side.
Okay.
So that's the situation.
Someone's gonna get run the fuck over. Okay.
Watch on the right side.
Oh. Are those his limbs? Because I'm pretty sure those are his limbs.
They weren't able to identify most of his body.
No fucking shit, they weren't.
I don't remember if this is the one that replays it or not. It might not be.
Okay, if you guys know about fucking Stretch Armstrong dolls, that's this guy. This guy turned into a Stretch Armstrong doll. Oh my god.
So essentially, what happens was there's these two safety guys who had to go across the track, and they didn't stop at the race. They didn't like wave a yellow flag to slow everyone down.
For some reason, these dudes run right across the track.
Well, so like this is at the top of a hill. So these drivers, when the guys are running across, they can't see them because they're at the top of a hill.
Okay.
And the two guys, for whatever reason, ran across with fire extinguishers. The one guy barely made it. The second guy got split in half.
Yeah, he got hit, flew up in the air, and his body stretched a good 2 to 3 feet longer than it's supposed to.
I think it just cut it. I think it just
it
his
probably
body
ripped
got
him half,
severed.
but in his clothes, it
Yeah.
looked like he stretched.
There's probably like skin holding it together or something maybe.
And like, there's things laying about the track, and I'm not sure if it's if it's parts of the car or if it's parts of him.
They said the only way that they knew that it was the guy that it was because at the end of the race they had to gather all the crew together and see who was
And that
missing.
was the missing one.
Because they couldn't identify it based on the
Jesus
remains.
Christ.
Because those cars are going like 170 miles an hour.
Yeah. And it hit so low that it just spun him like that.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
And as an added twist to that story, they were carrying a 40-pound fire extinguishers. The fire extinguisher hit that driver that he hit, and it almost completely severed his head, and he died.
God damn.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it again.
So 2 people died. You can't really see it because it happens just off the screen.
Yeah, you can't see that. The car disappears immediately.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
fire,
the dude basically disappears. Like, I don't see him now.
yeah, because his body just gets disintegrated essentially.
People in the crowd cheering. I'm just kidding. No, they're all covering their mouths. They're all just, yeah!
But this was like in the 70s, so the video quality isn't perfect.
Thank God.
But yeah, they said that.
Imagine if it was like crystal clear quality like it is now.
It probably wouldn't. I don't know.
It wouldn't have got aired.
It wouldn't be on YouTube.
Yeah, you wouldn't find it.
But that fire extinguisher, like, it hit so hard and the car was going so fast that it shot into the parking lot and like dented a car door in the parking lot.
Headbutted the fucking fire extinguisher all the way out of the stadium and into the parking lot.
Yeah, and it almost ripped his head clean off.
Love Formula One.
People die so often in that sport.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an uncommon thing. Like, the last guy who died was that first one that I showed you in 2014.
Okay.
It happens a lot.
That's Jesus. Like, I don't know. I feel like that situation that we just watched was avoidable. Like, they don't run across the track when their cars are still moving. No. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
especially being at the top of a hill where cars coming up can't see you.
Yeah, get all the cars slowed down before you run across the track when they're going that fast. Like, don't risk it. Imagine being the dude that made it. The one right in front of him.
Oh, God. Yeah, like
the Survivor's Guild.
Imagine being the one, like, seeing that. And, like, the one safety guy who made it, like, credit to him, he just saw his partner get disintegrated, and he actually had the wherewithal to start spraying the car.
Yeah.
To put the flames out.
Yeah.
I would be puking my guts out.
Yeah, I would just, like, drop to the floor like, oh, my God, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe they didn't know what happened. I mean, you would think, but, I mean, it all happened so fast.
And shock kind of makes you do weird things.
Yeah.
So he could have just went into shock and been like, I just have to do my job. Like,
that's nuts, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine the Survivor's Guild, because I always think about that a lot. Like, imagine, like, something happens and, like, let's say you're in a car with your whole family, and you get in a car wreck and your entire family dies except you. You make it. Mm-hmm. And it's like,
why would you want to live after that?
Yeah. You know? And it's like, obviously it's not your fault that you lived, but you feel guilty. It's like, I got to continue living and they didn't.
Yeah.
And it was all chance.
There's this other one, and this, they don't have many, you don't see a whole lot of this one. It's considered the first, or like the worst wreck ever in motorsports because of what it did to spectators.
Oh no, did it fly up into the stands?
It happened like back
in the
50s. Car like flipped up into the stands, and like the motor like took out, like,
dude, that had to kill so many people.
It killed 80 people, like 88 people, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Like, it decapitated a lot of the fans, and people caught fire, and yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was at the Le Mans in France.
Yeah, that's why they put up more protective shit to keep that from happening. Because there's no barrier.
No, there's like it's like a straw barrier, and there's people like not that far behind it. This was like back in the early days of racing.
Yeah, now like they have those fences that that are like really strong and they'll catch it.
Right.
Yeah, you haven't seen, at least not to my knowledge, I haven't seen like a car or parts of a car make it into the stands in a long time.
Yeah. It has happened a couple times within this decade, or maybe last decade or something, where a few people...
Not like that entire car made it into the stands.
Yeah. It killed the driver and like all those people.
Yeah, it literally looked like it was just bowling through them. Like they were freaking like rag dolls.
Yeah. I'll post all the links to all these so you can see them yourself if
curious.
You want to. Yeah.
Yeah, if our description wasn't enough.
I know I've traumatized you for the night.
No, I'm good. Like I kind of look at that kind of shit because it's interesting to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it is shocking. I always get this kind of weird feeling after I watch it, like almost like a tingling sensation.
Yeah, no,
like,
I totally get it.
What the fuck? Like that's fucked up shit.
That second one, made me sort of nauseous the first time I watched it. First couple times I'm like,
because it doesn't look real.
No.
Like, because okay, so you and I like horror movies, so we're kind of desensitized to Hollywood gore.
Yeah.
But
You also
gore in real life does not look
Right.
like Hollywood.
Right.
It looks fake.
And you also know it's a movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know that's not really happening to those people.
But like, yeah, so when something happens for real, it's like I almost look at it like that looked really fake. Mm-hmm. Because like
it doesn't look like it does in the movies.
Right.
And that's all we see.
Yeah, it's super like off-putting.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what is part of the shock. It's like it doesn't look the way you expect it to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all you really see in this is like you do see some red.
And you see his body kind of fly away,
Yeah.
but I didn't even see where he landed.
No.
It was just like
I think just because
the sheer force of everything, it just like separated his body apart.
Yeah, it just like kind of flattened everything and there wasn't much left of it. 170 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be bad enough getting hit by like a truck, like a semi truck at like 55 miles an hour.
Yeah, that'd splatter you.
Yeah. So we'll think about what it's going to do to you with this really low to the ground
triple that speed
thing with like essentially a blade in front.
Yeah.
Because it's going to hit you at 170 miles an hour.
Yeah, I've heard stories of like first responders and shit that have had to respond to like people getting hit by trains or semis and stuff, and it's like they're cleaning this person up with a mop.
Yeah. You have to be a certain kind of person to do that.
To go into that, to willingly go into that field.
Yeah, you have to
Like-
be made differently.
Like, yeah, crime scene cleanup. That's, I don't know. People, they got some stomachs for that.
Like, I don't know how you sleep.
no shit.
You just have to have a certain mentality that regular people don't have.
Yeah, I actually saw a couple people on, I think it was on TikTok or YouTube, but that did that, and they would post videos of like the crime scenes that they were cleaning up, and they'd show as much as they could get away with, you know. Like they wouldn't like walk in and be like, yeah, look, this guy's head got cut off, here's his head, but they would just like show like the blood and stuff that they had to clean up. And it was like they were talking about how they kind of try to almost keep a light humor about it, because if they like
If you make
take
it
it
as
super serious
serious
as it is and like take it at face value, yeah, they're not going to be able to sleep at night. So they almost try to make jokes about it, which is kind of fucked up, but it's like at the same time that's how they get through the cleanup.
Right. And somebody's got to do that. And it's not, I guess it's not like, yeah, you could say it's being disrespectful, but really it's not.
It doesn't change the situation.
Yeah, like it's not like the family's there
Yeah.
hearing them.
They're
say-
not going to make jokes in front of the family.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this guy, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't really think of a joke to make when someone's
No.
been stabbed to death, but I'm sure
No.
like,
Yeah. Oh, God.
yeah, but I don't know if I feel like I might have even told this story on the show before, but my girlfriend's brother-in-law is a volunteer firefighter. So sometimes he'll get called in to some pretty crazy shit. And he got called into someone who had been hit by a train. And they were looking for remains, and he looked out in the distance, and it was starting to get towards like sunset or whatever. So he saw this glint. It was like reflecting. He's like, I wonder what that is, like a piece of wreckage or something. He's like, I wasn't sure. He walked over to it, and the glint was off the dude's sunglasses, and his sunglasses were still on his head, but it was just his head there. Yeah, and so he walked over and just found that. Yeah,
Man.
yeah, I can't imagine actually seeing something like that in real life.
Not with your own eyes. Like, it's one thing to even see something.
Yeah,
on a
even on video, like, okay,
That
but
would be bad enough. But
yeah, but to see it, to
Yeah.
be there,
I couldn't imagine.
no.
You know, I've seen one or two videos of like those Saudi like beheading things, and even those are disturbing.
Yeah, it's absolutely disturbing to see that kind of shit. Like, I've actually gone looking for gory shit before, just because it's like, it's almost like that rush, you know.
I don't like it. I don't handle it well.
I only like I can't do it all the time, because like I said, I do get this weird sensation, and like last time I did, I actually started to feel kind of sick to my stomach, and I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. But yeah, and even certain things I've seen, it's like I'll lay down to go to bed at night and I'll think about it. I like shudder. I'm like, ugh. So I'm actually like witnessing something
Yeah, I don't know.
in real life. I don't know. I'd probably need like some actual like therapy to get through
Right.
it. And
I
bet
imagine they do.
Oh, I'm sure the crime scene cleanup people have therapists on call like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's got to be.
That's got to be one of the hardest jobs.
Yeah. I can't imagine doing that and also like living by yourself, like not having somebody. Like I don't imagine they go home and like talk about all the details and everything, but like still having somebody to like
Someone just to be there.
and vent to, like.
Yeah, not even just to talk about it, just be like, look, I kind of saw some crazy shit today. Can you just like be here for me?
Yeah.
You know?
Ugh.
Like, yeah, going to bed alone, like after that, yeah, that'd be terrible. Like I wonder if like, and it's dark to think of, but I wonder what the like suicide rate is for like crime scene cleanup people.
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like a vicious cycle.
Yeah. It's like they have to clean it up, but then someone has to clean them up now.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, this has been a cheery episode
Right?
so far.
You know what else would be a hard job? Hospice care.
Yeah.
I thought about that today because we went to Lexi's grandma's. She lives in like, it's not like a nursing home, but it's like a apartment complex that's made for older people. Right? And so there was a pamphlet out front that said something about hospice, and we got to talking about it, and I was like, that's got to be one of the hardest jobs.
Yeah, because you know they're not going to make it.
Like, yeah, most likely this person isn't going to make it because hospital is just to take care of you until you're dead.
Hospice.
Yeah, did I say hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, hospice is literally like you're dying, so I'm here to make your last days comfortable.
Like you're terminal, so they're there to like, make
and so that person is going to build a relationship.
Yeah,
with
like
that
you get
person.
to know them.
Yeah. And then you watch them die.
That's got to be hard.
Yeah. I can't imagine because especially like I do that. Like I'll start to talk to somebody and then the more I learn about them, it's like I form this bond and then they're gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you have to go in with that mentality knowing that
Yeah, it's like
it's going to happen.
Yeah,
like, it's not going to be
don't get too
avoidable.
attached because this person's going to be gone soon.
Right. And they know that going into it and the family knows it going into it.
But I don't know if that makes it any easier.
No.
Cuz I'm sure they've probably met some pretty special people like that and that they're going to hear stories and like build a bond with this person whether they intend to or not.
Right.
Yeah. There's some people that do incredible things out there. They're
Healthcare,
way stronger than I am.
Healthcare workers in general, I think, obviously are like I don't want to do it, and I don't think most people want. The average person, I don't think, wants to do it. You really have to have that mentality of wanting to help people.
But that's the thing. Like, if someone wants to help so bad, and every doctor is going to like, especially if you work in like an emergency room setting or you're a surgeon or something like that, you're going to lose patients. There's going to be people that come in that are beyond repair.
Right.
And you have to be able to accept that. And it's like someone that goes into that field obviously just really wants to help people.
Yeah.
So they're going to have that kind of empathy and that bleeding heart. And then they're going to have to accept not being able to save somebody.
Yeah. It's like the same way for veterinarians too.
That's why I can't do it.
Because you always think, oh man, I love animals so much, I want to be a vet. But then also you have to be there for the ones that you euthanize.
Exactly. That's
the
why
ones
I couldn't
that don't
do it.
make it.
Because everybody, whenever they find out how much of an animal lover I'm, they're like, why haven't you gone into like veterinary school or anything like that? And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why do you take your animal to the vet? Because they're hurt or sick.
Yeah, you don't take them there because they're in a good situation.
Yeah. So I would only be seeing hurt or sick animals. I wouldn't be able to handle that.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you'd be trained enough to try and do your best to fix them, but that's not going to work every time.
When they brought in an animal that had to be put down, it would break me every single time. And there's no way I could do that.
I think they've said that either vets or I think it might be vet techs, the ones that like do the work, like have one of the highest suicide rates.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because you love animals so much and you see them die.
Yeah.
So often,
I couldn't do it. Because, every time a dog gets hit by a car, they're going to like bring it in and be like, try to save my dog. And and you're not going to be able to. A lot of times it's just going to be like, I'm sorry, he's gone. And there's no way. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah, no way.
I could go into different animal work. Like I could go into like
animal nursery or that sort of
or like conservation efforts and stuff like that. Like certain zoos are better than others. Some zoos, it's like these animals are in captivity and they don't have a good life, but some zoos are better than others. So I could go into like a zoo that actually does good work or something like that.
Right.
But Yeah, I couldn't do a vet because that's like, yeah, like I said, you only see animals at their worst.
Yeah, like I'm like the worst memory I have in my life that I can think of at the moment is when I had like a really close cat of mine put down, and I can still like remember every minute that it happened and what it was like, and it was just like one of the worst times in my life, and I hated it.
Yeah, the worst.
I don't think I could like do that on a normal basis.
Oh, absolutely not. And I mean, sure, it's worse when it's your cat.
Yeah, and you're not. Yeah, I guess,
But
you're not close to them.
yeah,
but
I
you still
haven't-
feel for them.
Yeah, I haven't spent, the last 10 years of my life building a relationship with this person's cat that they brought in, but still, it's like I find myself bonding with an animal immediately.
Right.
I met a new animal today. I met my girlfriend's brother's Rottweiler today. And immediately I was like, "Oh, who's a good boy?" And he came over and sat down next to me on purpose and was looking at me and smiling and shit. And so I built this bond with this dog immediately. So if something happened to that dog, I would be really sad right now.
And it's like they don't know what's going on when they're sick.
You can't ask them.
No.
That's what's so frustrating sometimes. It's especially my animals, something will be wrong with them. They'll throw up. And I can't ask them well, do you feel better now? Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, or is something really wrong?
It's I have to just take them to the vet, and the vet can't ask them questions either.
Yeah.
They have to run tests. And it's with a kid, let's say I have a 5-year-old who throws up. I can ask him hey, do you still feel really bad, or did you get it out? Or are you feeling better now? And he can answer me. But a dog can't. A cat can't.
It's almost like vets have better deducing skills. They have to have better deducing skills than a doctor almost.
Yeah, because a doctor, when I go to my doctor's office, they're conversing with me more than they're running tests.
Right.
So they're just hey, well, what's wrong? How are you feeling? Can you do this? How do you feel when you do this? It's they have to just have the animal there and feel around and do their tests and shit.
Yeah, blood work and that sort of thing.
They'll kind of see how they react. I always see when they're feeling their belly and shit. And,
yeah, they're checking for their liver or their kidneys or whatever.
Pushing on certain areas, and if they yelp on a certain area, okay, something's going on in there.
Yeah, they always do that to our cats, and the cats hate it.
Yeah, they're digging in their little bellies.
I'm it makes me uncomfortable.
Because their belly,
stop it.
especially cats' bellies are so soft, and so they're just digging around in there.
And that looks like that hurts.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and they're
and when they have to take their temperature and they put the thermometer in their butt, I'm I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's not for me.
No. I've had 2 animals put down in my life. I mean, that's not the only ones who have died, but the ones I had to take and just.
I've never had to be there when an animal was put down. My mom always did it with our cats when I was growing up, and but my worst memory, and it's kind of hard to even talk about, so I won't go into real deep detail, but my mom's cat was hit by a car, and she called me up and was crying and told me, and so I showed up thinking that it would be bad, but it was way worse than I thought. He was obviously not going to be okay, and she still wanted to take him to the vet just to see, and there was no need to take it to the vet. It was bad, and so, but we did anyway because she was hysterical. So I took him and her to the vet, and the vet basically took one look at him, said, "Yeah, he's gone. Do you want us to cremate him for you?" And we did, but it was the visual of the cat in my head from what he looked like. It flashes in my mind every so often. It's just that kind of not to take anything away from Vietnam veterans, but that stereotypical, I'm having Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah, PTSD.
Seriously, it's it seriously is some kind of PTSD. I'll think of oh shit, my cat got out, I hope it doesn't get hit, and then boom,
then you think of
and
that.
then that image pops in. I'm I have to shake it loose.
Yeah.
Very cheerful episode.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the TNT podcast.
Maybe we ought to. Should we do a Mad Lib?
Yeah, should we do something that'll that's funny? Something happy?
Mad Libs are usually funny.
Mad Libs are funny. Let's do a Mad Lib.
We haven't done one for a long time.
We haven't. I don't think it's been super long time, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's do another one. We need it. I need this now.
Yes. I need happy thoughts.
Okay, so usually we try to do like a Mad Lib that's relevant to the episode, but since the episode was so depressing, I just picked one that sounded fun. So this is titled I Need a New Lab Partner because my other one died in a terrible accident.
Yeah, why not? Why not more death in this episode?
Why not? Okay, so we're going to need, I'll let you start off. We're going to need a person in the room, male.
Let's go with Pikachu. He can be a boy or girl, but I'm pretending he's a boy.
This one's a boy. You can tell by the tail.
Okay.
Okay, so I got to do an adjective. I'm going to do steamy. Thanks. A last name. Any last name will do. Make it kind of funny. Like a weird ass last name. It can be made up. It doesn't have to be a real last name.
Mehoff. Like Jack.
Like Jack Mehoff. All right. That works. A person in the room. Female. We're going to go with Ellie from The Last of Us.
Ooh, okay. I think we've used her before in Mad Libs.
I think so. We've used Taylor Swift before, too.
Yeah.
And Scarlett
ScarJo.
Johansson. Yeah. We're running out of people that we haven't used.
That was from the best one.
Yeah, that was really good. Okay, adjective for you.
Saucy.
Saucy and steamy.
That's what made me think of it.
Verb past tense. Shat. A noun.
Butthole.
See, this one's gonna be good. This one's gonna be good. I have a good feeling about it. Adjective, brown. A noun.
Costume.
Okay.
I was looking at Spider-Gwen.
Ooh, all right. Adjective. We're gonna do jolly. Another adjective.
Slippery.
A plural noun. We're gonna do feats.
I think it's just feet, but
Yeah,
you can do whatever you want.
It's our show. And to finish it out, an adjective.
Oh, I had a good one. What was it? Tight.
Nice. That's hot. I like that.
Nice and tight.
All right, and it seemed pretty short, but like it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've had ones that were a lot longer than
And
that.
Ty's gonna do the honors.
All right. I need a new lab partner. To whom it may concern. Hi, my name is Pikachu. And I'm looking for a new steamy lab partner for Mrs. Meoff's biology class. My last lab partner, Ellie, was really saucy.
Oof.
And never shat our experiments on time.
I need this stool sample by 4:00.
You're not being punctual, Ellie. So I asked to switch, and the teacher said if I wanted another butthole partner,
That makes so much sense.
I had to find one all by myself. If you are smart, brown in school, and always turn your costume work in on time, you'll be a jolly lab partner for me. Please only contact me if you're slippery about science and love doing scientific feats.
Not feats like
Right, like an achievement, but
yeah,
like
just
feet.
Yeah, just take the S. If you love doing scientific feet.
If this describes you, contact me at sciencelover1@tightmail.com.
Tight mail.
Or just find me by my locker after lunch.
Tight mail.
Somebody ought to invent that.
Yeah, it sounds like a porn site.
Right?
Tightmail.com. Yeah, she never shat our experiments on time. I need another butthole partner.
I love something about you being brown.
Yeah, if you're smart, brown in school.
Yeah.
You're not always brown, but when you're in school, you are.
Yeah, you have to be your butthole has to be brown for you to shat your lab experiments on time.
She was really saucy and never shat our experiments on time.
I feel like if you were saucy, you would be good at shatting
Yeah, you'd be
on
shitting
time.
because you ate so much sauce.
Or you were just, being saucy and you find that sort of thing attractive.
Oh, that's saucy. Come over here and shit in my lab experiment.
Imagine thinking that that's something that's like attractive. Like, I probably shouldn't say that because I'm sure some of our listeners do.
We don't kink shame here.
I know.
This is a safe space.
But
But to me, yeah, I don't see it.
yeah.
I mean, 2 girls, 1 cup exists.
Yeah.
So obviously there's people that dig it.
That was shit. That was like throw up.
And
too.
shit.
And throw up.
Yeah. 2 for 1 special.
Yeah.
Never again will I have to make a choice between the 2. Buy 1, get 1 free, am I right?
Those Brazilians,
Gee
man.
whiz. Dude, they're into a lot of different shit.
Yeah, they are.
Like the
mostly
fart
shit
porn.
and farts.
They love farting
Yeah.
and they love all things butt.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
They
Brazilians.
are very a butt-centric
yeah.
country.
When you think of like Brazilian women, they all got
Big butts.
they got the derriere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They got that cake.
Yeah.
Like that fucking like
Cake farts.
fucking that badonkadonk. I'm gonna go down to Brazil and hop on the first badonkadonk I see.
Badonkadonk.
That makes me think of that song. You know-
Honky tonk, badonkadonk.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know what that is.
It's one of the few country songs that I'll actually just like listen to unironically because I find it hilarious. Like I'm not listening to it because I like, oh man, this is a good song. I just think it's really funny.
I can't share in that experience.
But anyway, we ended it on a lighter note.
Yeah.
Not as much death
Yeah. I'm
way
going to have
more-
a great time editing this
and
one.
way more butts. Less
Yeah.
death and more butts. That's what everybody needs in life.
That should be the title of this
Yeah,
episode.
fewer deaths, more
less
butts.
less deaths, more butts.
But it's fewer because you can
But
count
you
deaths.
said less.
But now I said fewer. I fixed it. Grammatically correct.
Okay.
I don't know. Use whichever one you want. I said both.
You did. There's a lot of dead space.
We're on social media.
Dead space.
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
We are.
On,
And leave us a review
on
anything you're listening
can.
to us on.
And-
We're available anywhere.
And leave us a comment. Like, tell us that you
Hated
want
it.
us to do better.
Yeah. Like, we can do better. We know we can do better.
Oh, we can. We just need the motivation to do so.
Yeah. Like,
I have no motivation. What's my motivation?
yeah. Motivation. Such that's a Sum 41 song.
Is it?
Motivation, such an aggravation.
Oh yeah, I know that song.
Accusations.
How great is Sum 41?
Oh, so great.
So good.
I love Sum 41. He dated Avril Lavigne for a while.
Oh,
Actually,
man.
they were married.
Can you imagine?
I think they were married.
Oh boy, would I. Dude, she still looks like she's like
She
20.
doesn't look
she
like
doesn't
she
age.
aged.
She literally doesn't age.
No.
Because did you see that video she did with Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a video from the 2000s.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, okay, how is she this age? But like Tony Hawk looks like, a grandpa.
Yeah, Tony's in his 50s now, and he looks like it.
Yeah.
Avril is how old?
Probably in her 40s.
Yeah, she still looks 20.
Yeah.
Like, that's fair, right? You can just do that, right?
It's not fair.
It's not.
Like, she looks better than Gwen Stefani does. And like, Gwen Stefani looks good.
And she's in her 50s.
She's like 50 something.
Yeah, and she looks like she's in her 30s.
Yeah. But like, Avril looks like a teenager.
Yeah, she could pass as a teenager. Like, if she walked through a high school, nobody would ask questions.
I'll bet she gets carded when she goes
Oh,
to get
absolutely.
alcohol.
If she goes to like a club or something, they're gonna be like, "Ma'am, like, come on."
Nice try.
Yeah.
Nice fake ID.
Yeah, I'm Avril. Oh, you're Avril Lavigne. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you're 35 or whatever, however old she is.
How old is she?
Yeah, that's a good
Hey
question.
Siri, how old is Avril Lavigne?
Avril Lavigne is 36 years old.
Bullshit.
Yeah, no way.
No, she's not. I need to see a birth certificate. I don't believe her.
I didn't know she wasn't that much older than I am.
Yeah, I thought she was older than that.
Yeah.
Why did I think she was older than that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Dude,
So that means she was only like, when did that album come out?
like the
2000
one with Skater Boy on it?
The one was that like 2002,
I don't know.
3?
Okay,
Pretty
let's
sure I
see.
was in middle school,
I think I was too.
or
So,
I could have been.
Under My Skin is
No,
the first one.
No,
No.
you don't have that one on there.
Well, this is all her albums.
It's not,
It says it is.
but it's not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You sure that's
Oh,
it?
Let Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2002.
Okay. So that was
That was 19 years ago.
So she would have only been. My
Math.
math's not good.
Math. She was born in 84. So in 2002, she would have been 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means she'd done that recording like before she was 18.
Right.
And that album was like one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how you think, okay, so some artists will like drop an album or two or three before they blow up. But then there's these artists that blow up immediately on their debut album.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder how that works. Is it marketing? Is it like how good their record label is? Like,
yeah, I don't know. I mean, for her, I think it was because she was. I mean, she wasn't probably the first female punk rock, but she was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they just promoted that song heavily or what.
Because you can think of certain artists that have done it. Like she did it. Billie Eilish was huge on her debut album.
Yeah.
And then you think of like other artists that
Billie had EP stuff before though.
Sure, but
that actually got her known on
even
like
still,
YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, it's just weird to think of because then there's other bands that'll blow up and you'll look and it's like, oh wow, they already have 3 albums out.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Like Fall Out Boy, theirs was their second album.
Their original, like I'm not even sure if I ever like their actual like old EP. I don't think I ever heard it.
I'm not sure.
Their first one was Take This to Your Grave.
Yeah, and that was a good
it had
album.
some hits on it.
Yeah,
but they didn't blow up until their second album.
Yeah. Who are some other ones?
I don't know. Was Green Day big on their first album?
Well, they had 2 EPs that they combined into a quote-unquote album. Mm-hmm. That was their first one, and then they had a second one that wasn't very big, and then Dookie was their third album, technically.
Okay.
And that's when
But Dookie is when they kind of like blew up.
Yeah.
Dookie blew up.
Sum 41, their first album had the biggest hits. I think. Was their first album All Killer No Filler? That had In Too Deep and Fat Lip.
Yeah, that's one of their best known albums.
I was thinking that was their first album.
It could be.
That's the first one I ever remembered having, but I could be wrong.
Let's see. Their albums. No, they had one called Half Hour of Power.
Oh. Does that have any ones I know on it?
Makes No Difference.
Oh,
That's the only hit on it. Yeah, I don't think I know that one. But yeah, All Killer No Filler is when they like blew up. Mm-hmm. So it seems like a lot of times it's like their sophomore album.
Mm-hmm.
Though
Paramore.
Yeah.
Riot was their second album.
Yeah, and that's when they blew up. It's funny because I listened to Riot so much growing up. Mm-hmm. I had never listened to their debut album until like a year ago.
Oh,
but it's good. I like it.
I got into them just before Riot came out because the first video I ever saw them was on Fuse. You remember that TV channel?
Yeah.
A lot of good music videos back in the day, and it was Pressure, which was like.
Yeah,
their first.
That was their big hit.
First big hit, and I just remember thinking it was cool because like she was wearing a Philadelphia Flyers, and that's hockey, and you don't see people wearing hockey.
And she's super cute.
Yeah, yeah. She was,
and she's Haley Williams.
She had her hair dyed red.
Yeah.
Then, and that was
just so great.
So great. And then I went and saw them on Warped Tour when Riot came out.
So lucky.
Yeah, that was Riot is probably what I consider the best album.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
For sure.
Like, that's my favorite all-time album.
Of all time? Ever?
I believe. Well, it's either that or American Idiot.
Okay. Yeah.
Either one of them I would consider, like, to be the most influential.
I would have to really think long and hard about, like, my favorite album of all time. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. I know it's new, and so it might be kind of like, I might be biased just because it's new, but, like, Pink Elephant is so good.
Oh, yeah. There's not a bad song on
New Stan Atlantic album. It's like they don't miss. Mm-hmm. They don't.
No. Yeah, that's definitely right up there.
Top 5 for sure.
Absolutely. I think the other two just have for me have a sentimental value.
Oh, sure.
Because like American Idiot got me into music again. Like before that I just listened to whatever was on the radio, like on WKTN. Mm-hmm. But then American Idiot came out, like, as I think that song was on one of the Madden soundtracks.
Okay.
Or maybe it was Holiday, one of those two. But then I just got into it, and
blew up from there. Hell yeah.
Got into all that scene stuff.
Remember when we did the outro like 15 minutes ago?
How did we get to this point?
I have no idea. Oh, because I said, what's my motivation for something?
Oh yeah,
and I got you on this.
41.
And here we are.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to repeat the outro. You heard it. We're on Facebook and shit like that. And yeah, okay. Well, that's all we have to say on that.
We'll see you next time.
Jesus.